Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back to Global Online. Am I audible? Please give me confirmation so we can start today's session without delay. Give me quick confirmation. A very good afternoon, Sapna. Yes, the screen is clear and completely visible to you. My voice is okay. So we can start today's session. And today's session we are going to discuss the 300 plus MCQs, most expected MCQs and most important topic which is important for your examination perspective. And whatever the questions I am taking today, students, these questions are unit wise, so this will be easier to understand the questions and easier to understand the unit, how much weightage you have in each unit. Okay, so can we start today's session, students? Are you ready? So again, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back to Global Online. This is our Maha Marathon session for especially for the paper 2 of commerce. Okay, so we are starting today's session with the first question, and please एंड तक बने रहिए और ये सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प करने वाले हैं आपके एग्जामिनेशन में. ओके, चलिए, सो वी कैन स्टार्ट टुडेज सेशन. यस, so this is first unit, that is business environment and international business. Okay, so the question from this unit is rapid economic development for economic growth require most efficient use of globalization is a term used to describe the process of removal of restrictions on which of the following. Read the questions carefully, student, and mark your answer. Okay, so according to this question, student, rapid economic development, okay, economic growth require most efficient use of globalization is a term used to describe the process of removal of restrictions. So what do you think? What will be the right answer? Option number A, countries resources. Option number B, foreign investment. Option number C, both A and B, and D, none of the above. So here right answer is both A and B, that is country resources and foreign investment. So student, when we are talking about the rapid economic development, what we need to require? We require the efficient use of country resources, like resources. We have a labor, we have a capital, land, technology. These the resources we have to efficiently use. And when we're talking about the integration with the global economic, which is include the encouraging the foreign investment. Okay, student. So actually the word globalization, it means that it's removal of restriction on trade and capital flow and foreign investment that will enable to freer the movement of the goods and services, technology and your capital across the border, student. Understand this question, understand the concept, understand you're clear with this concept. Okay, so student, I'm here with your new batch will be going to be started from the 1st of July. Okay, so here you will get complete course of the commerce and management. Okay, and here also in these 8,000 rupees your, if you register yourself for the paper 2, the paper 1 is free of cost for you. So this is a complete package for you. Okay, if you are preparing for the UGCNET, either for the commerce, either for the management. So what you will get over here, student, you will get daily live lectures, recorded session, complete syllabus notes in PDF format, because we are adding you in a special WhatsApp group, and in this WhatsApp group I will send you all the notes according to the syllabus, according to the mock test. Okay, and I will also taking the revision with the help of PYQs and with the help of MCQ student. So here mock test is available. Okay, unit wise mock test, 4000 MCQs with series with detailed explanation, PYQs with detailed explanation. Okay student, and here the complete paper 1 is free of cost for you if you register yourself for the paper 2. If you have any query, you can get in touch with this WhatsApp contact number which is given in your screen. How to download the Global Online? Just go to Google Play Store, then you have to install the Global Online app in your mobile phone. Then you have to register with your mobile phone number, and then you have to go to my course section, and you will get your course whatever you want. You search it and enroll it. Okay, so the best thing about our course is that you will get unit wise folder over here, so you can prepare very well for your examination. So let's start with the next question of first unit, that is the rule hereby the decision maker systematically compare and evaluate all entry mode before any choice is made is known as, what is this things is known as. Okay, the rules whereby the decision makers systematically compare and evaluate all the entry mode before any choice is made. So option number A, the Navy rule; option number B, the parametric rule; C, the strategy rule; and we have the D option, that is the competition rule. So what do you think student, what will be the right answer for this question? The right answer is strategy rule. So student, what is about the strategy rule? Strategy rule is a systematic and comparative evaluation of all the possible entry modes. What are these entry modes? With the help of exporting the goods, with the help of licensing, franchisee, joint venture, wholly owned subsidiaries. So these are all the entry modes. Okay, so this is the systematic comparative evaluation is done with the help of strategic value. Okay student, moving toward the next question. Which of the following statement best describe the typical behavior of national national governments towards import and export? Option number A, there is talking about toward the import and export. Okay student, so option number 1, that is A, import are encouraged, exports are discouraged. Option number B, that is this is both. Okay, both export and import are discouraged. C, export are encouraged and import are discouraged. And D, that is both export and import are encouraged. So what is about the best statement describe the typical behavior of national government toward the import and export? Mark your answer student. So here is right answer is, that is option number C. Yes, every government and the national governments have make a strategy and do their work toward to encourage the export and discourage the import. Okay, because when they encourage the export, so it will leads to the foreign currency. Okay, and import, when they were encouraging the import, it may leads to a very good evening Manoj, discourage the your foreign currency. Okay, so the best way to encourage your export and discourage your import. Moving toward the next question student. So there is government typically the favor to the export because they want to bring the foreign exchange earning, and they also want to improve the balance of payment. Okay, and this balance of payment will support the domestic product and also employment opportunity to the domestic people. Okay, so these are, and they use discourage to the import with the help of tariff, impose quotas and import duties. Okay, so why they do this? To protect the domestic industry from the foreign competition. This is the explanation. Moving toward the next one, that is according to which theory one country can be more efficient in producing particular goods than another country. Which theory one country have may be more efficient in producing particular goods than another country, and that another country may be capable for producing more other goods more efficiently than first one. So option number 1, theory of comparative advantage. Option number B, theory of absolute advantage. C, theory of international product life cycle. And D, none of the above. So what do you think, student? What will be the right answer? Here is talking about one country may more efficient in producing particular goods rather than the another. So when there, what is it? It is a comparative, isn't it? So here is right answer is theory of comparative advantage. Clear, student? Okay, moving toward the next question we have, that is which of the following are the reason for substitution between the domestic and MNC goods? Substitution, reason behind the substitution between the domestic and multinational companies goods, that is MNC goods. So option is giving to you, that is option number A, increase knowledge of foreign product due to international information revolution. That isn't it, increase in knowledge for the foreign goods. That's why the domestic goods are substitute for the MNC goods. Then B, no need to conduct the advertising campaigns. C, transportation cost having fallen to to very low level of most product. And D, restricted international travels. And E, tests are consistent at global level. So what do you think, student? What will be the right answer? What are the reason behind the substitution between the domestic and MNC goods? So here is, student, right answer is option number A, because A, increase in knowledge of the foreign goods in the international level. Okay, and the C, that is transportation cost having fall to very low level for the most product. So option number A is correct. Whenever that is increase in knowledge of the foreign product due to the international information revolution, it with the help of global media, with the help of internet, with the help of social platforms. So these platforms have exposed the consumer to MNC products. Okay, and that's make them to more willing to try or to switch to the domestic alternatives, isn't it, student? And then we have the C option, that is transportation cost having fallen to very low level of for the most product, global shining and logistic have become more cheaper than more and more efficient, isn't it? So that's why A and C are the both the answer are true and remainings are incorrect. Moving toward the next question, student. Which of the following are constituent of trilemma of international finance? Now the word is trilemma. First of all, you understand what is the meaning of the trilemma. I'm just reading this option, then I will tell you what is the trilemma. Option number A, fixed exchange rate. B, independent monetary policy. C, free mobility of capital. D, global recessionary tendency. And E, rising inflationary condition. So student, here the trilemma of the international finance, it is called as impossible trinity, isn't it? So this is what that is actually state the countries cannot simultaneously maintain all the three of the following. What are the three of the following? First thing, that is country are unable to fix their exchange rate. Okay, so fixed exchange rate, and they also suffer to fix their independent monetary policy, and they also incapable to find their free mobility of capitals. Okay, so these are the basic reason why the international countries or the countries are facing for the trilemma on the international finance. Okay, so here the right answer is, that is fixed exchange rate, independent monetary policy and free mobility of capital. These are the trilemma for the international finance. Clear, student? Can I move toward the next question? Okay, if you are if you do not understand anything, so let me know. I will explain each and everything in detail. Okay, moving toward the next question. This is the next question. Okay, as defined under the foreign trade policy implemented by the Director General of Foreign Trade, has the main aim what? What is the main aim? Mentor new and potential exporters on intrinsic of foreign trade through counseling, training and outreach program, so that they can be get into international trade. So what this is these all the things are mentioned in which scheme? Option number A, Nritya Bharat scheme. Option number 2, Nritya Bandhu scheme. Third one, Nritya benefit scheme or the Nritya border scheme. So student, this scheme is mentioned in the Nritya Bandhu scheme. Nritya Bandhu scheme. Okay, clear? So Nitya Bandhu scheme was launched by the Director General of Foreign Trade, that is DGFT, under the foreign trade policy with the aim to monitor new and potential exporters through with the help of counseling, training and outreach programs that will help them to enter into the international trade. Very nice. Moving toward the next question, student. This is the next question. States NLDS and List Development Contracting State, that is LDCS. Identify which state is NLDS state from the following. Option number A, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan, India and Sri Lanka. So what do you think, what will be the right answer? Okay, so the right answer is option number third one, that is Sri Lanka, then Bangladesh and your Pakistan. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Pakistan. So yes, this is Niryat Bandhu Yojana for the last question. Okay. Next question, student. For foreign direct investment, it is argued that a location in question attract foreign direct investment because it combines the unique advantage of which of the following condition? Option number A, internationalization advantage. B, first mover advantage. C, knowledge advantage. D, ownership advantage. And E, location advantage. For FDI, foreign direct investment, it is argued that location is in question attract foreign direct investment because it is combined with the unique advantage of which condition? So here is student, right answer is, that is option number second one. Location advantage is important, then internationalization advantage is important, this is the condition. Then we have, that is ownership advantage. So these are the three options are correct for this question. Okay, ownership advantage for specific asset like a brand, technology, management skill. When we're talking about the location advantage, like how much the market size have, labor cost, natural resources is available, these are. Then when we're talking about the international advantage, so these benefits from controlling operation internally rather than through the license and outsourcing. So this is the right answer. Moving toward the next question, student. Sequentially, arrange the following impact of the evolving global monetary system on economic. First option, protectionism and nationalism. B. Capital flow driving economic development. C. Increased world trade with a limited capital flow. D. Expanded open economic. And E. Industrial economics increasingly open and emerging nationals open slowly. Impact of evolving global monetary system on economic. So when we are talking about the global monetary system, so right, we need to sequentially arrange this. Okay, so first thing, that is increase the world trade with limited capital flow. This is the first step. Then industrial economic increasingly open and emerging nations open slowly. This is the second step. Then the third, that means expanded open economic. This is the third one. Then we have protectionism and the nationalism. This is our fourth. And the last one, that is capital flow driving economic development. Okay, so here student, understand this is chronological flow of the global monetary impact. That is first thing, that is increasing world trade with limited capital flow. This is the characteristics of the Bretton Woods era, okay, which is happened after the post World War II, okay, where the trade was liberalized but capital flows are restricted, still restricted in that way at that time. Okay, that is next era is, which is happened in 1970 to 80s, that is industrial economic increasingly open and emerging nations open slowly. This is developed countries liberalize faster while developing countries took auction steps. Okay, then the third one, that is expanding open economic with the globalization in 1990s and early 2000s, both the developed and emerging economics open up further. Then the next, that is protectionism and nationalism, is the recently this is happening here, and there have been a backlash against the globalization seen in the trade war. Okay, the next one, that is capital flow driving economic development. This is now the capital mobility play a very important role, very crucial role to finding the growth, especially in emerging market. So this is the right sequence of a flow of global monetary impact. Okay, moving toward the next question, student. When country's currency is accepted as a reserve currency, the potential conflict may arises between which of the following policy objectives? Option number A, domestic monetary policy. B, domestic fiscal policy. C, external currency policy. D, foreign trade policy. And E, inland trade policy. So what do you think? What will be the answer for this question? When the country's currency is accepted as a reserve currency, so in that condition, the potential conflict may be arises between which of the following policy objectives? So right answer is, student, that is domestic monetary policy, domestic fiscal policy and external currency policy. Student, so here when the country's currency become the reserve currency, in that condition they having the high tension, highlighted the tensions between the domestic monetary policy and domestic fiscal policy and also in external currency policy. Moving toward the next question, that is the exporting firm is termed rider, okay, where the other firm with an established distribution channel in the target country is termed as couriers. This phenomena is known as. The exporting firm, where the exporting firms are called as riders, and the countries. So this is what right answer is, student, piggybacking. Now let's understand this when we're talking about the piggybacking. So here a small and newer exporting firms are called as riders and uses the establishment distribution networks of a large firm. This is we called as carrier. Okay, so carrier in a foreign market. So this is what carrier is, established company with a distribution channel, and riders are the smaller firm using the carrier network to the export. So right answer, this is all the things we called as piggybacking. Moving toward the next question, student. List 1 and list 2 is giving to you. First one, that is nature of business activity, and second one, that is FDI permitted under the automatic route. Option number A, trading in transferable development rights, TDR. Then we have multi-brand retail trading. Then we have satellites establishment and operation, and petroleum refining. Okay, so here the foreign direct investment permitted under the automatic rules. So when we're talking about the multi-brand retail trading, so this is prohibited. Okay, this is prohibited by the FDI. Okay, so here is right answer for this question, that is fourth one. The trading in transferable development rights is 100%, and multi-brand trading, retail trading is prohibited. Satellite is having 49% permitted under the automatic route by the FDI, and the petroleum refine is by the 51%. So here is right answer is, that is option number fourth one. Moving toward the next question. In international commercial term, identify one under which the delivery of goods to the name place of destination discharge take place at a seller expenses. Okay, buyer assume to cargo the insurance, import custom clearance, payment of custom duty, taxes and other costs, and the risk. So what does it mean? Option number A, carriage and insurance paid to CIP. Option number second, cost insurance freight. D, carriage paid to CPT. And fourth one, cost and freight. So right answer is, that is carriage paid to. This is the right answer, because CPT, that is carriage paid to, this is a seller's pay for the transportation of the goods up to the name place by destination. Okay, so however the risk transfer to the buyer once the goods are handed over to the first carrier. Seller's responsibility is to transportation cost to the destination, and buyer's responsibility is to pay the cargo insurance, import custom clearance, duty, taxes and risk after the goods are handed over to the courier. So this is the right answer. Moving toward the next question, student. Arrange the following round of multilateral trade negotiation under the GATT and WTO in a chronological order. So what do you think? What will be the right answer according to the given option? So right answer is option number A, first this one. Okay, so here is the round. Okay, this is the round is given in 1949. Turkus round, this is in 1950-51. Kendley round in 1964 to 67, and Tokyo round is 1970 through to 79 and Doha round is 2001 and presently to the effective settle. So this is our WTO. So when we arrange in a chronological order, so this is a right chronological order. Now here we are completed unit number 1 questions. We have completed 20 questions over here, near about 20 to 25 questions student. Okay, now the next unit we have, that is accounting and auditing. Okay, so now I'm taking the questions from accounting and auditing. So first question, that is list number 1, list number 2. Activity based cost center. Then cost is, this list number 2 is cost incur and accounted for. So we have the activity based cost centers are unit level activity center, batch level activity center, product level activity centers, facility level activity centers. So these are the activity centers we have. Now you have to match with the cost, how much cost or what cost is incurred in this activity level. Okay, activity center. So here is right answer is student, that is option number A. So you can match the unit level activity center with the direct material and labor cost. Batch is you have to match with the material handling cost. Product activity is you can match with the patent, trademarks and the copyright fees. And the next one, that is facility level activity center. These are what? Plant depreciation, maintenance expenses, these are. Okay, so batch, when we're talking about the unit level activity, that means each unit to be produced. So that means the activity performed for each unit to be produced, like the material we have, the labors we have. Okay, then batch, that means per batch. Okay, so material handlings we can count according to the batches. Okay, and then the product level quantity is specific to the particular product, like a design, like a engineering, patents, trademarks. Facility levels activities are to support the facility of the whole, like we have the plant depreciation, maintenance, security, these are. Increase the voice. Okay, the next question, let me check my voice is clear or not. Like we have the plant depreciation, maintenance. Okay, voice is clear, but still I'm aggressive. The next question, in which ratio will the remaining partners compensate the retiring partner for a share of goodwill? Retiring partners, remaining partner compensate. Option number 1, profit sharing ratio, sacrificing ratio, gaining ratio and capital ratio. Now voice is okay, clear? That is option number third one, retiring. Sacrificing ratio we use when admitting new partner, at the time of admission of new partner. Admission of new partner. Okay, at the time of retirement, one of the partners are retiring from that place, so we gain, the partners, remaining partners are gaining the ratio. Okay, the next question, allotment include premium, okay, and the balance on the first and final call. Mr. X, who had 200 share, had paid only application money, and these share were subsequently forfeited by company. So this, in this regard, by which amount forfeited share account will be credited. So the simplest way to understand this question, student, at the in the when we are making the entry of entry of share forfeited account, so amount you have to credit it in the first share forfeited account, which amount is paid by the shareholder. Okay, so paid amount you have to write. Okay, so here how much he only pay the application money. Okay, so the application, that is he held 200 share and has paid only application money. So here is, this is a little bit incomplete question, because there is here is not mentioned that how much he paid. Suppose I think there is rupees 10 he paid as application money. Okay, so here he held 200 shares. Okay, and he paid only application money, that is 10. So here is right answer is 2000 rupees. Okay, in case in this question, yes, the option number fourth one is also correct over here. Okay, if there is nothing is given but only share amount is given. Okay, yes, क्वेश्चन में थोड़ी सी प्रिंटिंग मिस्टेक हुई है, यहाँ पे ₹10 को मेंशन नहीं किया गया. ओके, सो दिस इज मिस्टेक. So right answer is 2000. Okay, not the fourth one. The next one, which one of the following accounting concept and convention consider it reasonable to use the historical cost to record long-lived asset? Long-lived asset. Okay. Option number A, the entity concept. Second option, going concern concept. Third one, materiality convention. Then fourth one, periodicity convention. Okay, so here is when we're talking about the long lived asset, so right answer is going concern convention. Okay, so this going concern convention is talking about the firms or the organization life for a long period of time. Okay, moving toward the next question, which of the followings are considered as the limitation of CVP analysis? So actually CVP analysis is talking about the cost, volume and profit of any organization. So what are the limitations of this CVP analysis? Option number A, constant selling price regardless of the sale volume. B, firm's efficiency and productivity are constant and the costs are linear. C, margin of safety is constant at a varied level of sell. And D, sell mix and the inventory levels are constant. E, that is profit is constant at varied level of sell price. So limitations of CVPs are, that is the constant selling price regardless of sales volume. This is a limitation of CVP analysis. And also we have the CVP analysis do not consider firm's efficiency and the productivity are constant and the costs are linear over here. This is the assumption and this is a limitation of the CVP analysis. And along with that, sales mix and the inventory levels are constant. So these are three are the limitations of CVP analysis. So CVP analysis is making simplify the assumption to analyze the relationship between the cost, volume and the profit. So the assumption also forms its limitations. Okay, so these assumptions of the CVP is constant selling price regardless of the sales volume. This is an unrealistic assumption, and along with that the firm's efficiency and productivity are constant, costs are linear. So in the practices economic of scale, this is or inefficiency can be alter cost behavior. Okay, then the third one, that is the sales mix and inventory levels are constant, so sales mix often change, so does the inventory also. So this is are the assumption also and the limitations of the CVP analysis. Moving to the next question, which of the following framework is considered as opening international standard for digital business reporting? Following are frameworks is considered as open international standard for digital business reporting. Option number A, CSR reporting, 2 TBL reporting, XBRL reporting, PPP reporting. So right answer is XBRL, that is Extensible Business Reporting Language. Okay, so this is a open international standard that specifically designed for the digital business and the financial reporting. Okay, and actually it's promote the automation, transparency and comparability in the digital reporting. Moving toward the next question, which of the followings are the relevant in deciding among the different course of action? The manager need to consider the differential revenue and the cost of alternative. Which of the followings are relevant in deciding most among the different course of action? The manager need to consider the differential revenue and the cost of alternative. Option number A, opportunity cost and economic profit. B, fixed and sunk cost. C, marginal revenue and marginal cost. D, incremental and marginal cost. E, economic and diseconomic of scale. So student, here is right answer is A, opportunity cost, and your D, that is incremental marginal cost. So these are two costs. So here student, when the manager is deciding among the different course of action, they must consider the relevant cost, those that change depending on the decisions, and these relevant costs are the opportunity cost and the incremental marginal cost. So these are two other relevant because they helps to assess the true cost and real profitability. Okay, moving toward the next question, which of the following ratio are typically significant for an investor? Significant for investor: debt equity ratio, price earning ratio, dividend yield, asset turnover, debt turnover. Which of the following will be considered significant for the investor? So here is right answer is, that is first one, debt equity ratio, price earning ratio and a dividend yield ratio, because these three ratios are helps to the investor to find out the return on the investment. Okay, debt equity ratio helps to find out the financial leverage and risk behind the investment. Price earning ratio is helps to show the market expansion. Okay, and dividend yield ratio, so how much return they will get from their investment, return on investment, to measure them, to measure the dividend. Okay, so this is moving toward the next question student. By reducing the sell price from 80 per unit to 78 per unit, the sales manager has succeeded in selling 1000 unit more of product. Which of the following deceived conclusion can be drawn from this? इस क्वेश्चन में उन्होंने ये चीज़ बोली है कि अगर फर्म ने अपने जो प्राइस है उसको 80 से 78 में रखा हुआ है, तो उनको क्या हो रहा है, सेल्स मैनेजर 1000 यूनिट्स एक्स्ट्रा का क्या कर पा रहा है, सेल आउट कर पा रहा है. सो इन दैट कंडीशन ये क्या कंक्लूजन आप ड्रॉ करेंगे जो आपको दिया हुआ है? Okay, option number A, sales price variance is favorable. Sales price variance favorable, unfavorable, unfavorable. Okay, then B, sales volume variance is favorable. Then total sale variance is unfavorable. Sales activity variance 80,000 favorable and sales price variance 2,000 unfavorable. So what do you think? What conclusion you will draw from this given statement? 80 per unit था पहले, उसको फिर वो 78 हो गया पर यूनिट, तो कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ पे आपका रुपीज में क्या हुआ है, अनफेवरेबल हुआ है. सो दैट्स वाई द सेल प्राइस वेरियंस दैट इज 2000 रुपीज. हाउ मच? बिकॉज वन था, सो डिफरेंस इज रुपीज 2, you have to multiply with 1000, so you will get 2000. So this 2000 is somehow, this price is unfavorable, so E is definitely over here. Then the sale activity variance is 80,000 favorable. So yes, because 80,000 is rupees and you have to multiply with 1000, so 80,000 is favorable, in favorable for the company, okay, or for the for the sales manager, this activity is favorable. Then so we are definitely with the D and E. Okay, and along with have the volume. Okay, so because the volume is also increased, that's why the sale volume variance is favorable. So B, D, E, this will be the right answer. Okay, moving toward the next one. When a target company make a counter bid for the stock of the bidder, the defensive strategy is in reference is called. Option number 1, green mail, poison pill, Pac-Man defense, golden parachute. When target company make a counter bid for the stock of bidder, the defensive strategy is called as Pac-Man defense. Okay, so right answer is, that is third one, Pac-Man defense. Okay, what is the Pac-Man defense? Pac-Man defense is a hostile takeover defense strategy. Okay, in which the target company retail by attempting to acquire the bidding company. So this name Pac-Man is name is came from the video game, that is Pac-Man, where the player ate the enemy after being chased. Okay, so here we have completed more 25 questions of second unit account. And okay, but 2 is giving to you list number 1, types of effect, and list number 2, description. So when the Veblen effect, snob effect, and we have a bandwagon effect and substitution effect. So what is about the bandwagon effect? Veblen effect. This is Veblen effect, snob, bandwagon effect, and substitution effect. So you can match the Veblen effect with the conscious bias consumption, knob effect with your negative network externality. Then substitution, then we have bandwagon effect. This is you can match with the positive network externality. And substitution effect, this will reduction in relative price of the commodity. So here what is, now understand the Veblen effect, student. Veblen effect is refers to the conspicuous consumption, because where the buyer in this effect, the buyer are more willing to buy the expensive goods. Why they want to purchase expensive goods? Because they want to display the wealth and the status. Okay, so this is what Veblen effect. Then we have a snob effect. So snob effect is a negative network externality, where the demand for the goods decreases as more the people buy it. Okay, so this is what snob effect. When we have a, that's why it's called, when your demand is decreases because more people buy it. Okay, this is your snob effect. This is actually, this is a negative network externality. Then the bandwagon effect, this is a positive, because demand is increasing because others are buying that. That's, this is your bandwagon effect. So that's why it's called as um, positive network externality. Then substitute effect, it is refers to how to reduction in the relative price. Okay, so the more expensive the alternatives when your more consumption of the goods. Okay, so this is reduction in the relative price of the commodity. So that's why this is the right answer. Moving toward the next, arrange the following in the sequence with regards to the price leadership sustainability. Price leadership sustainability. Option number A, smaller firm in the industry are allowed to sell all they want at that price. B, dominant firms act as the residual supplier of the commodity. C, the dominant firm set the price for the commodity that maximize its profit. And D, smaller firm in the industry behave as a price taker. And E, dominant firm then came in to fill the market. Price leadership, regarding the price leadership. So here is right answer is, that is, you have to arrange in sequence now. So that is the first thing, the dominant firm set the price for commodity that maximize its profit. This is the first step which is taken by the leader. Okay, the second thing, that is, the smaller firms in the industry are allowed to sell all they want at price. Okay, so this is the second step. The third, that is, dominant firms then came into the into fill the market. Okay, this is the third one. Then dominant firm act as a residual supplier of the commodity. This is the fourth one. Then the next, that is, small firm in the industry behave price taker. So this is the last one. This is the steps. Okay, moving toward the next, which of the following statement is most relevant to the substitution effect? So answer is already marked over here. So for the substitution effect, the substitution and income effect cannot be separated easily. So this is the most relevant statement of the substitution effect. Next question, which one of the following concept measure the amount of capital that the firm can give up by using one additional unit of labor and still remain on the same isoquant? One additional unit of labor and still remain in the same isoquant. Option number A, diminishing margin rate of substitute. Second, economic trade of region. Third one, diminishing margin rate of technical substitution. And fourth one, diminishing marginal utility. So here is right answer is diminishing marginal rate of technical substitution. Here when we add a one additional unit of labor, still your the isoquant curve will be remain same. Okay. Moving toward the next question. Identify the source of oligopoly. Source of oligopoly, which is also capable to monopoly firms. Option number A, economic of scale may operate over a small range of output. Second, huge capital investment and specialized inputs are required to enter the market. And this is the third option. Large firm may own a patent for the exclusive rights to produce a commodity. And fourth one, new firm have chance to win customer loyalty. The same source applicable to the oligopoly and also to the monopoly. So here is right answer is option number third one, that is large firm may own a patent from the exclusive right to produce a commodity. So these are the common thing between the oligopoly and the monopoly firm. The large firm can own their patents. Next question, which one of the following statement does not support the concept of third degree price discrimination? Third degree price discrimination. Third degree price discrimination. First one, the firm must have so here does not support the concept of third degree price discrimination. So here is right answer is option number 2. The type of discrimination is most likely to occur in the manufacturing industry. This is not true. And the true option for the third degree of price discriminations are the firm must have the monopoly power. This is your third degree. You can any monopoly firm can mention in their price discrimination. Okay, so when they use this price discrimination, if some firms or the organization having the monopoly power, okay, then the firm must be able to keep the two markets separate. They are able to keep the two markets separate, and the price elasticity and the demand for the commodity must be different in the two market. So in this condition, the third degree of price discrimination will be happen. Okay, now here we have completed the unit number third, that is our economic, business economic. Now moving toward the next unit, that is business finance. Statement number 1, statement number 2. Statement number 1, the cost of equity capital is founded by relating earning per share with its market price. Statement number 2, dividend yield method is also known as earning price ratio method. So first statement, that is when we are talking about the cost of equity capital is founded by relating earning per share with its market price. So this is a true statement. And what is about the dividend yield method? Dividend yield method is also known as earning per share price ratio. No, earning per price ratio method is a different, and the dividend yield method is a different. So here the right answer is option number C. Okay student, so here the cost of equity is called cost of equity. It is your earning price ratio. Okay, then next question, assertion A and reason is given to you. A is about liquidity of fund is an important consideration in dividend decision. When we are taking the dividend decision, any investor taking dividend decision, so the liquidity of fund is an important. Okay, and the reason, if the firm liquidity position is weak, the shareholder should be satisfied by the stock dividend. Isn't it true? So here is both are true, and the reason is also correctly explained to the assertion, because the liquidity fund is important when we are taking any dividend decision by the organization or the firm. Okay, and when the firms, in case your firm's liquidity position is weak, so in that condition shareholders should be satisfied with satisfied by the stock dividend. So this is true. So when the company is having the cash is limited in the hands of firm, so in that condition the firm may issue the stock dividend in the form of bonus share instead of cash. Okay, next, again the assertion and reason question. Assertion: businesses having more risk and unstable income should not prefer equity share, should not prefer equity share. When business having more risk in that, or if business suffer from the unstable income, in that condition firm should not prefer equity share. Reason is given: analysis of determinant of capital structure revolve around the adequacy and stability of earning. Isn't it true? So here is student, A is false and R is true. Okay, business having more risk and unstable income should not prefer equity share. So this is a wrong statement. They should be preferred to the equity share when business having the risk and unstable income. And reason, that is analysis of determinant of the capital structure revolve around the adequacy and stability of earning. Yes, when we analyze the capital structuring, it's revolve around the what the adequacy have and what are the stability of earning the organization have. Okay, so here is right answer is, that is option number D. So here student, that is equity shares are preferred by the business when they having the higher risk and unstable income, because the equity do not involve or does not involve the fixed obligation like to pay the interest to them. Okay, and also provide a financial flexibility at a time of tough time. Okay, and that increase the financial risk, especially when the income is unstable. So the risky business avoid the debt, not equity. Clear? The next question, list 1 about the measurement of cost of capital and list 2 about the feature. List 1, that is cost of cost of debt, cost of debt, cost of preference share capital, C, cost of equity share capital, and cost of retained earning. So what are the features of cost of debt? So here is right answer is option number A. Cost of debt you can match with the cost of such share is an imputed cost. Okay, and cost of preference share capital, it is your rate of dividend payable on this share is fixed well in advance at a time of their issue. And what about the cost of equity share capital? So these are shareholders have to incur some brokerage cost for investing and and dividend received. Okay, and cost of retained earnings, so you can match with the amount of interest payment should be matched with the net cash proceed of the debt. What is about the cost of retained earning? So cost of retained earning, that is cost of such shares are imputed cost, and retained earning does not involve the cash outflow. Okay, but having the opportunity cost and make them in the imputed cost. Clear? Next question student, when costing takes into account only the variable cost, when the costing take into account only the variable cost and not the full production cost we will be using. So what does it mean? It is absorption costing. Isn't it full costing? Isn't it activity based costing, or isn't it marginal costing? When costing takes into account only the variable cost, not the full production cost, we will be using over here. So this is what? This is your marginal costing, because here the what additional unit we are considering over here, this is we have measure over here. Okay, so this is marginal costing, is also we called as variable costing. This is consider only the variable cost, like your direct material, your direct labor, variable overheads, okay, in the cost of production, and it's exclude what? The fixed cost from the product costing. Moving toward the next question, which of the following factors are attributed to the weakening of Indian rupee? Option number A, rupee payment for international trade. B, rising cost of imports. C, widening trade deficit. D, opening of rupee pass-through account. And E, rupee UPI payment for overseas transaction. Which of the following factors are attributed to weakening Indian rupees? So right answer is rupees payment for international. This will leads to the weakening the Indian rupees, rising the cost of import. This is also leads to weakening the Indian rupees, and then we have the widening trade deficit. Okay, so here is right answer is option number first one. So read these questions, student, and mark your answer. List number 1, bond rates and risk, and list number 2, the interest rate required in market on bond. Option number, so coupon rate, yield to maturity, interest rate risk, current bond yield. Interest rate required in market on bonds. So what do you think, what will be the right answer? Very good, the option number A is correct. That is coupon rate you have to match with the fourth one, that is annual coupon. Yield maturity you have to match with the first one. Then third one, that is interest rate risk, that is it is a germinate and originate from the fluctuating interest rate, and the that is current yield, this is you can match with, it is obtained by dividing annual coupon. Here is the answer. Moving toward the next question, Which one of the following instrument is often used to protect the value of foreign currency denominated transaction? Which one of the following instruments is often used to protect the value of foreign currency? Option number A, forward contract, forward swap, forward hedge, forward premium. So student, to protect the value of the foreign currency denominated transactions, so this is we call forward hedge. So what is about the forward hedge? Forward hedge actually deals with the foreign currency denomination transaction. Okay, so businesses and investors often face the risk of exchange rate fluctuation. To protect, that means to hedge the value of transaction, they use the financial instrument is known as hedging tool. Moving toward the next question, which of the following theories of capital structure articulate that firm borrow up the point where the tax benefit from extra debt is exactly equal to the cost that comes from increased probability of financial distress? Which of the following theory of capital structure articulate that firm borrow up to the point where it can gain the tax benefit from extra debt? It is exactly equals to the cost that come from increase the probability of financial distress. Isn't it option number was static theory, net income approach, Modi Milani Mineral approach, or net operating income approach? So here is right answer is static theory. Static theory is also known as traditional theory, because in the traditional theory he mentioned that if you borrow your extra debt up to a certain limit, so the organization can be get a benefit of tax, and also the equity shareholders are not facing some problem. So this is what your static theory, okay, not your net operating income approach. In the net operating income approach, he said that if you increase your debt, the equity shareholder also create a stress on the company. Okay, net income approach say that you can 100% use your debt. Okay, so this is your static theory. So we can also, so it's called as the optimal capital structure theory. Okay, moving toward the next one, that is the earning per share of Avanti Corporation of rupees 4, the rate of return on the investment is 16% and the return required by the shareholder 12%. What will be the price per share as per the Walter model if the payout ratio is 40%? So you have to use over the formula of Walter model. Use that formula, apply that formula, just put the amount which is given, that is return on rate of return is givings to you. Okay, earning per share is givings to, EPS is givings to you. Okay, rate of return is R is givings to you. Then return required by the shareholder, that is 12% is rate is givings to you. So you have to just use the right answer is 40%. So you just use this formula, P is equals to D dividend plus R is KE, E minus D divided with KE. So here is 1 point, this is return on investment is 16%. So you have to divide with 100, so 0.16. Okay, then dividend per share is giving to you, that is if you need to calculate the dividend D, So 4% multiplied with 0.40, so you will get 1.1%. Okay, so this is 1.6 sorry 1.6 per 6, then 1.6 plus you have to put this and you will get the answer. That is, answer is 40. Moving toward the next question, list 1, list 2 is giving to you net present, payback period, internal rate of return, accounting rate. So what is about the net present, what is about the payback period, or what is about the internal rate of return? So here is right answer is fourth one. You can match the net present with the difference between the present of return value of cash inflow and the present value of cash outflow. That is your net present, PVCI minus PVCO. That is present value of cash inflow minus present value of cash outflow. Payback period, it's what? The number of cover the value of original capital in the project. Internal rate of return, it is what? It is your it is the rate of return which is equate the present value of anticipated net cash flow from its initial outlay. Then we have accounting rate. So accounting rate you can match with the third one. It is founded out by the dividing average after tax profit by average investment. That is your accounting rate. Clear? The next one, now we have completed the unit number 4. Now we are moving toward the unit number 5, that is business statistics and research method. The first question, which one among the following relates probability based sampling technique? Option number A, quota sampling, snowball sampling, stratified sampling, judgment sampling. So you know that this is simple question. Probability sampling is what? Stratified sampling, and these all are your part of your non-probability sampling. Okay. So quota sampling, snowball, then we have judgment. These are all non-probability sampling. Okay. Moving toward the next, which one of the following statement is relating to correlation and regressions are true? Which of the following statements relating to the correlation and regression are true? Okay. Option number A, the coefficient of correlation is independent of change of origin and scale. Option number second, the coefficient of correlation between two variables is the arithmetic average of the two regression coefficient. Third one, the probable error of coefficient correlation is 0.6745 times of the standard error. Then we have the coefficient of correlation multiplied by the ratio between the standard deviation of the two variable denote the slope of regression line. So here is right answer is option number A is true, third one is true, and the fourth one is true. And the second one is false because the coefficient of correlation between two variables is not the arithmetic average of the two regression line actually. Okay, this is not arithmetic average. This is what? The multiplication of two regression line. That means bxy into byx, and you have to make the under root of that value. Okay, so this is not arithmetic average. Okay, yes, the coefficient of correlation is independent of change in origin and scale. What is about the origin? Origin is talking about when we add something and when we deduct something. Scale, when you multiply something and when you divide something. Okay, and the probability errors are yes, are the 0.6745 times of the standard error, and the coefficient of correlation multiplied by the ratio between the standard deviation of the two variables denoted by the slope of regression line. Okay. The next question, the list number 1 and the list number 2 is about the test. When we use this test, we have Z test, I-square test, F test. So whenever you see the word goodness of fit, so you can match with the chi-square test. So here is right answer is, that is goodness of fit, you can match. This is 2 times repeated. Okay, so don't consider this. So goodness of fit you have to match with chi-square test. Then we have Z test. So Z test you can match with the third one. This is the test of significance of difference between the average performance two sample groups when we have large sample. Okay, and F test is used when the significance of the difference among the average performance more than two sample groups. Okay, so this is your F test. Okay, and F test is used as ANOVA test also, analysis of variance, check whether the mean of more than two variables are significantly different. Okay, in that condition. And Z test we use when we have a sample more than 30. Okay, when we have a large sample and the standard deviation is also known, in that condition. Okay, then moving toward the next, that is which one of the following is true. First, if one of the regression coefficient is greater than 1, the another must be also greater than 1. Isn't it true? The product of two regression coefficient is always more than 1. The product of two regression coefficient is always more than 1. And correlation coefficient is the arithmetic mean of the two regression line. The sign of two regression coefficient always the same, isn't? So yes, the D option is true. The two regression line sign is always be same. Either they both be negative, either they both be positive. Okay, and all these statements are incorrect. So correlation coefficient arithmetic means of two regression line, no, they are the geometric mean of the two regression line. That means under root of bxy into byx, isn't it? And the product of two regression is always be greater than 1. No, it's not possible. It's always be less than 1 or equals to 1, but not more than 1. Okay, moving toward the next one, we have the statement of 1 and statement 2. You have to recognize which statement is correct and which statement is not. A sampling distribution of mean prepare on the basis of basis of small size sample for a population which is not normally distributed. It is not normally distributed. Did you get that? A sample distribution of mean prepare on the basis of small size sample from the population which is not normally distributed. Okay, the statement number 2, to test the significance of the difference between the mean of two small size sample when the parameter value of the standard deviation are given, Z test can be applied. So what do you think, what will be the right answer? Yes, the statement number 2 is incorrect and 1 is correct, because yes, when we know the standard deviation we use a Z test, but the sample size must be greater than 30, and here he is talking about small size sample. So in case of small size sample we do not use the Z test, we use the T test when we calculate the difference between the mean. Okay, and statement number 1, that is a sample distribution of mean prepare on the basis of small size sample from a population which is not normally distributed. So this is a true statement. This is correct because this is aligned with the central limit theorem. Okay. Moving toward the next question. Again, two statement is given to you. When a null hypothesis is true, but as per the hypothesis testing is rejected, it is known as type 2 error in hypothesis testing. Isn't it true? Your null hypothesis, that means your H0 is true, but you rejected. So this is your type 1 error or type 2 error. Now the second statement, for testing the significance of difference among the performance of more than two sample group when the data are non-parametric, that is Kruskal Valley H test is appropriate. So what do you think? For testing the significance of the difference among the performance more than two sample group, okay, when the data are non-parametric, Kruskal Valley H test is appropriate. So here is, this is first option is incorrect because when your null hypothesis is true and you reject it, this is we call type 1 error. So first statement is incorrect and second statement is correct because is making the difference of the more than two sample groups, not only two sample. When we mention the groups, so in that condition we use a non-parametric Kruskal Valley H test is appropriate in that condition. So here is statement 1 is incorrect but 2 is correct over here. Okay, moving toward the next. Statement 1. Both the probable error and standard error of the coefficient of correlations are different. Statement number 2. When sample distribution of mean is prepared by taking small size sample from normal distributed population, the distribution takes the shape of normal distribution. Isn't it true? So student, right answer is both are correct. Yes, your probable error and your standard error of the coefficient of correlations are different because your probable error is 0.6745 of your standard error. When your whatever the standard value you will get, you have to multiply with this value, then you will get your probable error. That's why the both value of the probable error and standard error, they both are different from each other, isn't it? Okay, moving toward the next statement. So the first statement is correct. When the sample distribution of mean is prepared by taking small size sample, okay, from the normally distributed population, in that condition, yes, the shape of that distribution is normally distributed. So this is your true statement, correct statement. Okay, next, a discrete probability distribution. A discrete probability distribution first is a listing of all possible value of random variable. Second, assigning a probability to each possible value of random variable. Third, can assume the value between -1 to +1. Or fourth one is independent of parameters of distribution. What is about the discrete probability distribution? So when we're talking about the discrete probability distribution, this is assigned probability to each possible value of the random variable. That means each and every value having the equal probability which is selected randomly. Okay, so here the discrete probability distribution describe the possibility of all the possible discrete outcomes of random variable, and each outcomes have a probability to assign to it That is, the sum of all the probability values is equals to 1. You have to keep in your mind, that is, risk probability distributions value is equals to 1. Okay student, moving toward the next one, that is, arrange the following steps of well planned experiment in the sequential order. Well planned experiment. Option A, specify the treatment level. B, assign the subject to group and conduct the pilot test. C, choose the experimental design suit to the hypothesis. D, control the environmental and extraneous factors. And the E, select the relevant variable for testing. So what do you think? What will be the right answer, student? Yes, the option number third one. If we are arrange the following statement in a proper order, so this is what the select the relevant variable for testing. This is the first step when we plan the experiment very well. Okay, then the second one, that is your specify the treatment level, what treatment level you are using over here. Okay, then we have the third step, that is control the environmental and extraneous factors, okay, which affect your experiment. We need to control that factors. Then the fourth one, that is choose the experimental design to suit the hypothesis accordingly. Then the option, the last one, that is assign the subject groups and conduct the pilot test. This is the last one. Okay, moving toward the next question, student. In order to conduct the exploratory data analysis, which of the following are used by a researcher in 5-number summary? 5-number summary exploratory data analysis. First, median, first quartile, mean, third quartile, smallest and largest value. If the data, if the information, if your data is having the exploratory data analysis, in that condition, what researchers should choose? The 5-number of summary. So these 5-number of summary is median, your first quartile, your mean, and your mean is not there. Yes, your third quartile and the range, that is smallest and largest value. Okay, so here is option number second one, A, B, D, E is the right answer, because first quartile, third quartile, smallest and largest value, and medians, these are data is your, this is things in for at the time of analyzing the exploratory data. Okay, so median we use median, that is minimum, that is your first quartile. Okay, Q1. Median we use, that is Q2, and third quartile we use, and the minimum and maximum value, so that means largest and smallest value. The next one, which of the followings are pre-experimental design? One group pre-test one group pre-test post-test. B, pre-test post-test control group. Quasi-experiment, static group comparison, after only study. Pre-experimental design. For pre-experimental design, we do one group and pre-test post-test, we do static group comparison, we do after only study. So these are we use at a time of pre-experimental design. Okay, next, in one factor ANOVA, the computed F value will be negative. Option number 8, when there is no difference in treatment of mean, when there is no difference within the treatment, when the STT total variance is larger than SEE error variance, or under no circumstances. One factor ANOVA, at that time the computed F value will be negative when there is one factor ANOVA is what? This is your analysis of variance. F value is the ratio of mean square between your MSB to MSW, that is mean square within. Okay, so you calculate your F value with the help of when you divide the your MSB with your MSW. Okay, and this is the both MSB and MSW are calculated from the sum of square, which are always non-negative. That means its sum of the which are always be positive. Okay, so the F value is always be 0, always 0 or positive, never be negative. Clear? Moving toward the next question. Statement number 1 and statement number 2. For a given sample size and level of significance, that is, this is the critical value of student always exceed that of Z. Statement number 2. For a given level of significance, the critical value of student is increases as n number is increases. So statement number 1 is that for a given sample size, the level of significance, the critical value of student always exceed that of numbers or Z. Answer is option number, statement number 1 is true and statement number 2 is false. Student, because when we're talking about the T distribution have heavier tail than the normal distribution, so especially for the smaller sample size. So here your for that you have to fix your level of significance, and the critical value are larger than the Z critical value. That means your degree of freedom are smaller in that condition. Clear? So here your critical value is greater than your T critical value is table. That means table critical value is greater than or equals to your calculated critical value. That means your Z. Okay, so this is always B. Then the second statement, that is the sample size. When your sample size increases, degree of freedom is also increases, and the t-test distribution approach is having the normally distributed curve. Okay, and here the critical value of t is actually decreases as n is increases. Okay, moving toward the next question. Description, identify, and the research design is given. That is exploratory study, statistical study, descriptive study, cross-sectional study. Okay, so time dimension is matched with the which research design, purpose of study, topic, scope of study, degree to which the research question has been crystallized. So here student, right answer is you have to match your time dimension with your cross sectional study. Purpose study, it's your exploratory study. Okay, typical scope of study, this is your descriptive study, and degree to which the research question has been crystallized, this is your statistical study. Clear? So here we have completed unit 5, that is statistics. Now we are moving toward the 6th unit, that is business management and your human resource management. Okay, so little bit faster and we are going. Statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 1 is talking about management is not just a creature of economic, it is a creator as well. It's not only the creature, it is a creator as well. Statement 2, he who can manage and can manage anything. So this is a true statement, student. Yes, both statements are true, because management is not only just to create the economic, they creator also. They, if they manage the things very well, so they can be a creator. Okay, and he is not only who can manage, who the management is shaping to industry, molding to the industry and making market and opportunity. Okay, to the innovation, to using their strategy, to the with the help of their leadership quality. Okay, and create a new value in front of economic development, toward the economic development. Okay, next, planning, organizing, leading and directing. So you have to match with list number 2. So here is right answer is what? Establishing goal and standard. What is organizing? Organization, that means giving each subordinate specific task. That means you are organizing the thing. Leading, it means you are getting the other to get the job done. That is leading, leadership. Okay, directing, that is you're directing to the setting the standards such as sales, quotas, qualities standard. Okay, these are. Moving toward the next question. Moving toward the next question. The study of gesture and body posture for their impact on communication is known as kinetic, proxemic, sigmatic, none of the above. So here is, that is when you study on your gesture, body posture, this is we know this is impact on the communication is known as. Okay, this refers to, that is your body language, like your gesture, facial expression, posture, eye contact. This is your non-verbal communication that will helping to interrupt and emotions to an attitude and reaction. Okay, which of the following activity focus on estimate how many workers are currently employed in the organization? Job analysis, workforce analysis, load analysis, job specification. Which of the following activity focus on estimating how many workers are currently employed in organization? How many workers currently employed? So this is what? This is your workforce analysis. So workforce analysis helps to estimate the how many workers currently employed are working in the organization. Okay, to assess your current human resources is available in the organization. Okay, the next question. Assertion and reason is giving to you. First, person with high self-esteem are less susceptible to influence, more confident of achieving goal and more effective in social networking. Reason, person with high self-esteem are less susceptible to influence, more confident of achieving goal and more effective in social networking. Reason is given, self-esteem manifests in several behaviors. Person with high self-esteem tend to report fewer negative emotions than persons than the person with low self-esteem. So here is right answer is that is option number B. We have both are true, but R is not correctly explained the option number A. Okay, that is assertion. So the person with a high self-esteem are less susceptible to influence. Yes, more confident for achieving goal because they have highly confident and they're having the high self-esteem and more effective in social networking. So this is true statement, student. Now the reason the self-esteem manifested in the several behavior. Yes, self-esteem manifested several behavior. Person with the high self-esteem tends to report fewer negative emotions than the person with the low self-esteem. So this is also true, but this is not connected with each other. So here is right answer is option number 2, that is 11. 11 is the thinker 11 is matched with your unfreezing, moving and refreshing. Okay, then fiddler you can match with the positioning power, task structure, leader member relations. Then hand referral you can match with your authority, responsibility, unity of command, scalar chain. And the next one, that is David Maxland, you can match with the power, affiliation and the achievement. Okay, the effective, next question, student, the effective mentoring require trust and the level of trust reflect the mentor. This is what? Competence, consistency, communication ability, control, sharing readiness. Option number second, concern, comparativeness, communication ability, coordination skill. Third one, competence, consistency, complexity and communication ability. Fourth one, communication ability, competence, concern, behavior and control, sharing readiness. So what do you think, what will be the right answer for this question when we are talking about the effective mentoring required trust and the level of trust reflect the mentoring? That is what your option number 1 is correct. Competence is important, consistency is important over there, communication ability is most important and control, sharing readiness, this is important and effective mentoring required to develop the trust. Okay, then the next question, which one of the following consists of physical working condition, work schedule, incentives and number of people with whom the employee would be normally interact? Option. So right answer is, student, that is option number A. When we are talking about the marginal actions are followed to reduce the resistance to change. So right answer is education and communication are the strong tool for resistance to change. Yes, this is true. Then we have, that is B, allowing participation to those who oppose a change to participate in decision making. This is true. And the third one, that is negotiation may become vital when resistance come from the powerful source. Okay, moving toward the next question. Honeywell, which of one of the following belief and behavior does not characteristics of collectivism? Option number A, relation are moral, not contractual. Second, relations take precedence over task. Third one, individual opinions are independent of collective opinion. And fourth, maintaining harmony is highly valued. Does not, the belief and behavior does not characteristics of collectivism. So right answer is individual opinions. Collectivism, how it is the individual opinions are independent of collective opinions. So this is not the characteristics of collectivism. So relations are more, not contractual. This is true. Moral, sorry, relations are moral, not contractual. This is true. Relations take precedence over task, and maintaining harmony is highly valued in the collectivism. Okay. So collectivism emphasizes on the importance of the group over the individual. So social harmony, group cohesion, these are prioritized. Okay, and the relationships are moral, based on the loyalty, not just on the contract. Okay, and the group consciousness often outweigh the individual viewpoint. Next, which one of the following considered as a avoiding conflict? To avoid the conflict, which one is considered to be? Option number A, conflict based on interpersonal relationship. B, all conflicts are not headed and can be taken positively. C, conflict over context and content and goal of the work. D, conflict do not support a group of goal and improve its performance. E, conflict over how work get done. So to avoid the conflict, we need conflict based on interpersonal relationship, the conflict over content, goal of the work, and that is conflict over how work get done. So this is will be helpful. So when we avoiding the conflict, we generally focus on minimizing and addressing. So with the help of sorry, conflict based on interpersonal relationship, these are often emotionally charged and typically avoid as they are disruptive. Okay. The next question, the sequential stage of moral development in business organization are characterized by conceptualized disposition, consistency and harmony, and principle oriented. Consistency, harmony, conceptualized disposition, principle oriented, conventional and pre-conventional, convention and principle oriented. So what will be the right answer? That is option number 4, that is pre-conventional, then conventional and principled oriented. So these are the sequential stage of moral development in business organization. Okay, pre-conventional, conventional and principled oriented. So this stage is given by the Lawrence Kohlberg theory of moral development. Okay. So what is a principled? Principled is a post-conventional. Okay. Now here we are completed unit number 6. Now I am moving toward the unit number 7, that is banking and financial institution. Financial crisis takes the form of currency crisis, bank crisis, systematic financial crisis, foreign debt crisis. Which one will be the right answer? So when we're talking about the financial crisis, is a form of your currency crisis also, bank crisis also, your systematic financial crisis also, and your foreign debt crisis also. Okay. The next question: which one of the following statements are the defect of Indian money market? Profitable investment, dictomony in Indian money market, financing industry, diversity in interest rate. Defect of Indian money market. So defects of Indian money markets are: this is war, dictomony of Indian money market, this is your defect of Indian money market, and your diversity in interest rate. So this is a major defect of Indian money market. Because money market is Indian money market is divided in two category. First, that is organized sector, and in the hand of unorganized sector. Organized sectors like your RBI and commercial bank, and unorganized sector like your money lenders and cheat funds. Okay. Then the next we have the list one: market risk, financial risks, external business risks, and internal business risks. You have to match with this list number 2, that is what is the meaning of this. Okay, so here the right answer is the market risk. You can match with the variations in price sparked off due to real, social, political, and economic events. That is your market risk, isn't it? Then we have a financial risk. So financial risk, that is which is associated with the capital structure of the firm, that is the financial risk. External business risk, you can match this external risk with your, this is arises due to change in operation condition causes by the trust upon the firm which is beyond its control, that is external. Okay, which is not in the control of the organization. Okay, and what about the internal business risk, which is associated with the efficiency with which the firm conduct the operation within the border environment imposed up to it. Clear? Okay. Okay, so there is now we are taking 10-minute break. Okay, we are taking 10-minute break. After that we will continue. Okay, student. Next question. Read this question. Which of the followings are objective of IMPS? That is your immediate payment service. Objectives of your immediate payment services. Statement number 1, to break bank client to use mobile instrument as a channel for accessing their bank account and remit the funds. B, that is to build the foundation for a full range of mobile based banking service. Then we have C, to subserve the goal of Reserve Bank of India in digital payment. Then the D option, to make the payment simpler with the mobile number of beneficiaries. And E, to restrain a nationwide payment system facility one-to-one fund transfer. So what do you think? What are the objectives of immediate payment services according to the given statement? So here student, right answer is your A, because this objective behind the immediate payment services to enable the bank client to use the mobile instrument as a channel for accessing their bank accounts and remit funds. Then the second objective, to build the foundation for the full range of mobile based ranking services. And the third objective behind the IMPS, to subserve the goal of Reserve Bank of India in digital payment. And the last objective, to make the payment simpler with the mobile numbers of beneficiary. And to restrain the nationwide payment, it's not the objective. Okay, so here right answer is option number 2. Okay, mark your answer student. I'm watching your answer in chat box. Moving toward the next question, arrange the steps in the book building process for public issue of share in India. Steps. Arrange the steps in book building process for public issue of share in India. Book building. A, determine issue price, market clearing price and price discovery. B, book runner and syndicate members guarantee awareness, creating demand and run the book order. C, appointment of mercantile bankers and syndicate members, that is SEBI register intermediaries as underwriters. And then we have D option, preparation and filling of red herring prospectus with the SEBI for approval. And E, allotment and listing of share on stock exchange. So student, for the book building process, the right step is to first, that means to appointment of the mercantile bankers and syndicates. So this is the first step. Okay, the second step is to prepare and fill the red herring prospectus. Okay, so this is your second step. Then the third step, to book runners syndicate members generate awareness and create a demand for the running the order book. Okay, so this is this third step. And the fourth step is to determine the issue price and market clearance prices and discovery prices. So this is your Fourth one, and the last one is to allot and list of shares in stock exchange. Okay, so this is your fifth one. Clear? So option number A is the right answer. Moving toward the next question. Which one of the following committee has suggested the establishment of NBFC regulatory frameworks? Raj Study Group, Chakravarti Committee 1985, Raghu Committee 1987, Saha Committee 1992. Who suggests this? Non-banking financial companies. So right answer is fourth one, Shah Committee 1992. Sorry. Moving toward the next question. Okay, there is something just I need to explain, that is Saha committee formed in 1992 was specially tasked with the examining the function of non-banking financial companies and suggest to regulatory frameworks of that. Okay, and the Raj Study Groups, which is established in 1975, the majorly focus on structure of banking sectors. Okay, that you have to keep in your mind. Then Chakravarti Committee, which is comes in the sorry, which is comes in the 1985, and this committee recommended that monetary policy reforms and interest rate deregulations. Okay, then we have Raghul Committee in 1987. It's Raghul Committee majorly focus on money market and developing in the bill discounting market. Okay. Okay, moving toward the next question. Asset classes, list 1, and we have the list 2, that is types of investment. So if we have the asset class 1, asset class C, A, C, E, G. So what type of investment do you need to do? Okay, so here is right answer is, student, that is asset class A. You have to what kind of investment that you need to do, that is equity share of company traded in future and options segments. Okay, if we have the asset class A. If we have the asset class C, so in that condition the corporate bonds, debenture which are listed and rated not below A. Okay, then we have the asset class E. So asset class E, this is when the government security and state development loans. And the asset class G, this is you can match with alternate asset. Isn't it clear now? Okay, asset class A for the future and option. Okay, asset class C for the corporate, asset class E for the government security. Okay, and G for the alternate asset. Don't get confused. Okay, moving toward the next. Which one of the following is a disposed to promote financial inclusion? Option number A, poor quality service render, high transaction cost, universal access to financial services. Fourth, lack of trust in system. Which one of the following is disposed to promote financial inclusion? Disposed to promote financial inclusion. So here is right answer is universal access to financial services. Clear? So financial inclusion refers to providing the affordable and accessible financial services to all the section of the society, especially to underprivileged area society. Okay, so universal access to financial services is a key enabler and the goal of financial inclusion. Clear? Moving toward the next question. Which one of the following digital payment system is developed and managed by National Payment Corporation of India. So, which digital system is payment system is managed by the National Payment Corporation of India, NPC? Okay, Paytm, Bharat Pay, Mastercard, Rupee. Okay, one of the things that is student, you have to be um, updated with the current affair. It's related to your banking sector. Okay, so there is a big possibility that this the current affair question is asked from your this particular area, especially from your unit number A. That means आपको क्या करना है, आपको यूनिट नंबर जो यूनिट A1 है, ओके, इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस, आपका बैंकिंग, फाइनेंसिंग और आपका इनकम टैक्स, ये तीन जो यूनिट हैं, इन तीन यूनिट के जितने भी करंट अफेयर है उनको एक बार रीड करके जाना, बिकॉज देर इज अ बिग पॉसिबिलिटी कि इस एरिया से आप लोगों को क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. ओके, सो हियर इज राइट आंसर इज रुपए. क्लियर? Moving toward the next question, I just tell you about the Rupee. Rupee is the domestic card payment network developed and managed by the NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, and it was launched to promote the financial inclusion and reduce the dependency on the international card transaction networks like your Visa and your Mastercard. Okay, and we have the other options like we have a Paytm, we have the Bharat Pay, Mastercard. So Paytm is a private digital payment company not developed by the NPCI, and the Bharat Pay is another private fintech company not under the NPIC. Okay, Bharat Pay, it's not a part of your NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. Actually, RuPay is a part of this, isn't it? And you know that Mastercard is a global card network, not an Indian. Clear? Next question, that is, you need to arrange the following SBI sponsor RRBS in an increasing order for their existing since formation. We have Rajasthan, Mardhara Gramin Bank, Telangana Gramin Bank, Saushastra Gramin Bank, and Madhyachal Gramin Bank, Arunachal Pradesh Rural Bank. So here is right answer is option number 2. Okay, so that is, this is establishment. Saushastra Gramin Bank was established in 1978, and after that in 13th November 1983 Arunachal Pradesh Rural Bank was established. Then the Madhyanchal Gramin Bank was established in 1st of November 2012, and and after that Rajasthan Marudhara Gramin Bank was established in 1st of April 2014, and Telangana Gramin Bank was created in 1st January 2025. So you this is your current affair question. Okay, Telangana Gramin Bank. The next question, which of the followings are the function of Reserve Bank of India? Bank of issue, banker, bank and lender at a last resort, regulator of financial fiscal policy, controller of credit, custodian of foreign exchange reserve. Okay, yes, this is Saurashtra. Okay, Saurashtra. Okay, next. So function of RBI is bank of issue, bankers bank and lenders of last resort. And no, fiscal policy is not regulated by the RBI, this is regulated by the government. Okay, government. And the control of credit, yes, and the custodian of foreign exchange reserve. Then next question, two statement is giving to you. First statement, that is the ordinary treasury bill that are marketable and have a secondary markets are issued to the public and financial institution. Ordinary treasury bill that are marketable and have a secondary market are issued to public and financial institution. Isn't this ordinary treasury bill? The second, that is ad hoc treasury bills, are issued only in favor of Reserve Bank of India, which is authorized to issue currency note against them. So what do you think, both statements are true or false? So student, both statements are true. Ordinary treasury bills are those treasury bills which are issued at a public in a secondary market. Okay, and when you're talking about the ad hoc treasury bill, this is issue only in favor of Reserve Bank of India, and which having the Reserve Bank of India is having the authority to issue the currency note against them. Okay, so that's why the right answer is, that is option number A. The next question is, so yes, we have completed over here unit 7, that is banking and financial institution. Now moving toward the unit number 8, we have remain unit number 8, unit number 9 and unit number 10, 3 units. Okay, so marketing management. First question from the marketing management, that is companies use dash when they lack financial resources to carry out direct marketing and when they can earn more by doing so. Isn't it what? Your intermediary is internationalization, influencer or innovation. Company use dash when they lack financial resources to carry out direct marketing and when they can earn more by doing so. So right answer is, student, market intermediaries. Company use the market intermediaries when they have lack of finance. Okay, so let's understand this. Intermediaries are the third parties, such as we have wholesaler, retailer, agents, distributors that company use to market and sell the product when they face the lack of finance and also lack of logistic resources to do the direct marketing. Okay, it's helped them and it's more effective or profitable to rely on other with the establishment distribution networks. Okay, so here is intermediaries they use when the company suffering from financial crisis, because this is the best way, this is a direct method, so company can earn their profit. The place of the following services in differentiators in a logical sequence. Option number A, speed and timing of delivery, maintenance and repair, return, installation, training and consultation, and last one, ease of ordering. So student, place the following service differentiators in a logical sequence. So you need to sequence this services. Okay, so what do you think, what will be the right answer? First thing that you need to do is the ordering, first thing. The second thing, that you installation and training and consultation, then speed and timing delivery, then you need to maintain the returns and they maintain the repairs, maintenance and repair. Okay, so this is a logical sequence of the services. Okay, and this logical service sequence based on the customer experience journey. So this is what, this is nothing but this service differentiate the customer experience journey of all. Okay, first of all, the first step is the customer initiate the purchase, that is ease of ordering. After that, they install that product or the training how to operate this and to the user consultancy. So that is what your after purchase services, and before using the product. Then they see the speed and timing of delivery. Timing of delivery is a key factor during the transactional phases. Okay, return, once the product is delivered, customer will decide to return it if there is any issue. And the last one, that is maintenance and repairs. So this is after sale support, that is this helps to sustain the product performance over a time. Okay, then we have the next one. We have lots of questions remain because we are covering 300 plus questions over here. Okay, so we moving toward the next question. Emotional appeal is one of the type of advertising appeal based on three ideas, namely emotional appeal is a one of the type of advertisement appeal based on the three ideas. Which are these three ideas? Option number A. Thank you, Tripti, for your beautiful comment. Okay, moving toward, because we have tomorrow we have examination. Okay, so don't distract. Okay, just focus on your study. Okay, option number A, that is rational appealing generally go unnoticed. B, consumer watch all ads. C, it can capture attention and foster an attachment. D, consumer ignore most ads. And E, that is rational appeal generally get notice. Emotional appeal is one of the type of advertisement. So here right answer is, student, that is your C, it's capture the attention, because when we see the emotional advertisement, so it create attention, foster an attachment. Okay, we attach with the things which is then we have the rational appeal generally goes unnoticed, and that is your C, it's D, that is consumer ignore the most ad. Okay, so these are the emotional appeal. So here emotional appeals we have is the advertisement work based on the key factors like here these options. Okay, the next question, student, is a marketing terms for any design to prompt an immediate response or encourage an immediate sale. Next question is, it is a marketing term for any design to prompt an immediate response or encourage an immediate sale. Understand? Option number 1, call for promotion, call for activity, call to action, call to aspiration. So what do you think? What will be the right answer? Immediate response, immediate sale. So this is what call to action, because we get to immediate response, or this will helps to encourage the immediate sale. So this is the things which is related to your action. Okay, so here is when we're talking about the any prompt or instruction designed to elect to immediate response or to encourage immediate sales and encouragement. So that is what buy now, sign up today, click here, download, these are the words. Okay, next moving toward the next question. The concept is giving to you and the definitions. Like we have the list 1, target compatibility, B, tactical targeting, C, target attractiveness, and D, strategy targeting. Mark your answer. So right answer is, that is option number third one, target compatibility, that is focus on customizing companies offering according to the customer need. Okay, that is your target compatibility. When you prepare your product according to customer requirement, customer need, that is target compatibility. Then we have tactical targeting. This is sorry, I have just make a mistake. Target compatibility, this is tactical targeting. This is your tactical targeting. When you prepare the things according to the customer needs, that is a tactical targeting. Now, targeting compatibility, it is what? This is nothing but a reflection of the company's ability to create a superior customer value. That is targeting compatibility. Okay. Then we have the target attractiveness. So attractiveness you can match with reflect the ability of market segment to create a superior value for the company. This is your attracting. Okay, to reflect the ability, isn't it? Then we have the strategic targeting. So strategic targeting you can match with the way in which the company can reach strategically important customer. Okay, strategically important customer, that is your strategic market targeting. Clear, student? Okay. So what is about the target compatibility? It's related to how well the company serve. This is your compatibility. Tactical, that means how to this involve the customizing offering according to customer need. Okay. Then target attractiveness is about the segment's ability and to create the value for the company. That is, you need when you attract the customer with your abilities, that is, okay, with your skill, that is the strategic targeting, which involve the way to reach the strategically important customer. Clear? Then moving toward the next question, that is assertion is giving to you and the reason. So assertion, that is consumer may prefer to choose the channel based on their own shopping goal as well as price, product assortment and convenience. Consumer may prefer to choose a channel. Consumer prefer those channel based on their own shopping goal according to their price they have, then they willing to pay, and the product assortment and the convenience. Reason is given, that is R is giving to you, that is some consumers are unwilling to trade up to retailers offering higher end goods and trade down it to discount retailers for private label. So what do you think, what will be the right answer, student? Mark your answer. So right answer is both are correct, but R is not correctly explain the A, because yes, the consumer may prefer those things which are convenient to them, which are which having the best channel of distribution, okay, shopping schools according to their price they willing to pay, and the product assortment and the convenience. Okay, and the reason is also true, that is some consumers are unwilling to trade up to retailers offering higher end goods and trade down to discount the retailers from private labeling. So yes, the both are true, but both statements are not connected with each other. Very nice. Okay, moving toward the next question. The product life cycle is based on which of the following key assumption? First, profit remains stable at different stage of product life. B, product have an unlimited life. C, product sale passes through distinct stage, each posing different challenges, opportunities, problems to the seller. Product require different marketing, financial, manufacturing, purchasing and human resource strategy in which of the following cycle stage? And E, product have a limited life. So what do you think when we study about the product life cycle? Okay, so what are the key assumptions you have to consider? So here is right answer is, that is fourth one. We consider the product sales passes through distinct stages. These stages are your introduction stage, your growth stage, this is second stage, your maturity stage, this is your third stage, and your decline stage, this is your fourth stage. Okay, then the distinct stage, each possesses different challenges. Yes, introduction stage possesses challenge because the peoples are don't know about, they are not aware with the product. Okay, growth stage, yes, the peoples are more aware and the profitable, but the competitors are enter in this stage. Maturity stage, this is the stage where the where the persons, where the peoples, the competitors are already spreaded in the market, and we need to firms need to make some innovation in this stage. Okay, decline stage where the, if you do not accept the innovations, if you do not make a changes in your product, so you will be the vanish. Okay, the promotion opportunities and problem to the seller. Yes, yes. Then we have, that is D, the product require the different marketing. Yes, financial, manufacturing, purchasing and human resource strategy in each of the life cycle strategies, class cycle, life cycle stage. Yes, okay, in the introduction stage they need a different marketing strategy, in the financial strategy, manufacturing strategy, purchasing strategy, according to the stages this will be going to be different. Then we have the, yes, the product have a limited life. Yes, they have the introduction, they have the growth, they have the maturity and they have the decline stage, so they have the limited life. Okay, so right answer is option number 4. Clear? Moving toward the next question, the present value of future profit the individual are segment with generate over a lifetime relationship with the brand or firm is known as what? Future profit. Present value of future profit the individual or segment will generate over lifetime relationship with a brand firm is known as lifelong value, lifetime value, long life value, long term value. What do you think? What will be the right answer? So here is right answer is lifetime value, lifetime relationship, future profit, present value. Okay, okay, that is lifetime value. So lifetime value is also known as your customer lifetime value. It refers to present value of all the future profit a business expect to earn from a customer or segment over the duration of their relationship. Isn't it? Yes. Moving toward the next question. Channel power is the ability to alter the channel member behavior so that they take action they would not have to take otherwise. Channel power is the ability to alter the channel member behavior. Option number A, legal power, caution power, expert power, referential power and the reward power. So student, right answer is your referential power, your legal power and the expert power. Caution power, it's not there. Okay, हर चीज़ आप जोर ज़बरदस्ती से नहीं कर सकते, isn't it? So channel power is the ability to alter the channel member behavior with the help of legal power, with the help of expert power, with the help of referential power, but not with the help of caution or the reward power, isn't it? So right answer is option number A. Moving toward the next question, that is, taken into account a host of input such a buyer's image of product performance, the channel deliverable, the warranty quality, customer support, and the softer attributes such as your supplier reputation, trustworthiness, and esteem. Option A, target rate of return pricing. B, auction type of pricing. Economic value to customer pricing. Competitive pricing. So what do you think would be the right answer, student? Taken into account the host of input such as your customer image of product performance, channel delivery, the warranty quality, customer support, softer attributes such as your supplier reputation, trustworthiness, esteem. So this is your host of inputs. So this is what they consider, what economic value to customer price. When you are thinking about your warranty quality, when you are thinking about the delivery channel of delivery, okay, when you are thinking about the image of product in the minds of buyers, so this is what you are building, the host of input in the minds of customer with the help of this. Okay, so this is what economic value to the customer pricing. So economic value of customer pricing is a value based pricing strategy that consider not just the cost of or the competitor price, but also to create a total pre-received value. Okay, a product or services delivered to the customer. They taken into account what about the product performance, delivery and channel services. They are conscious about the warranty and support, and they build a reputation of the supplier. Okay, trustworthiness and brand esteem in the mind of customer. So the goal is to the price of the product based on the economic benefit is provided to the customer compared to the alternatives. Clear? Moving toward the next, which among the following method is not a method of generating sell lead in personal selling? Referrals, networking, coupons, cold call is not a method of generating sell leads in personal selling. So student, right answer is coupon. When we are talking about this, the referral, so referral is a getting potential client through the recommendation, that is a referral, isn't it? Networking, that means to build a relationship to uncover the sales opportunity. Cold call, it's reaching out to prospectus without prior contact, that is your cold call. And coupon is a sales promotion tools, isn't it? This is your sales promotion tools, not your the method of personal selling. Okay, it's not a personal selling method, they are used in a mass marketing. Okay, these are the coupon. Clear? So now student, we have completed unit number 8 over here. Now we are moving toward the unit number 9. Yeah, legal aspect of business. Okay, we have remained only 9 and 10. Okay, so which one of the following can become the member of LLP? A, resident Indians. B, limited liability partnership, corporation sole, cooperative society, and companies include foreign companies can be a member of limited liability partnership. So who will be the member of limited liability partnership among the followings? So here is right answer is resident Indians are eligible to be a member of LLP. Then companies are eligible including foreign company too. Okay, then we have limited liability partnership. Okay, corporate souls are not cannot be the member of LLP, and cooperative society cannot be. Okay, moving toward the next question, which are these states where the every supplier of goods and services is required to obtain registration if his aggregate turnover exceed the there hold limit of rupees 20 lakh for supply of goods and the services. This is a general awareness question. Okay. Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Sikkim. 20 lakh for supply of goods and services. So here is, yes, your Mizoram, Manipur is there, Mizoram is there, and the Sikkim. Okay. So here the state where every supplier of goods and services is required to register under the GST once their aggregate turnover is exceed than 20 lakh. Okay. This is a special category states like Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Sikkim. These are the 5 states. Okay, actually these are all the options are correct over here, but all of the above is not given. So in that condition, but actually this is a wrong option. All of these are right answer. Okay. Arunachal Pradesh, 7 sister, very nice. Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram and Sikkim. Okay. The trademark can be broadly classified into which of the following category? Trademark can be broadly classified into which of the following categories? Descriptive, normative, generic, explanatory, and then we have invented. So here is right answer is descriptive, generic and invented. So these are the broadly trademarks are broadly classified. Okay, so trademark can be broadly classified in generic. Okay, so generic, they are the common terms of the product and services, cannot be trademarks. Okay, like milk, dairy, these are the generic products. So then the descriptive, these are the some characteristics like or the quality of product. Okay, then we have invented like coined or the fanciful trademarks, like you created the word with the non-prior meaning, like a Kodak, Xerox. Okay, the strongest in the trademark protection. The next one, the arrange the following steps in the investigation process of a combination by the Competition Commission of India, CII, Competition Commission of India. Okay, steps of investigation process, okay, of CII. Call for report from the Director General, invite any person affected parties to file the return objection, then see direct from the Director General. Then they need to publish the details about to the parties. Okay, then after that they invite to the any person or affect to the party to file the return, okay, or objection return, and that is this is the first one. This is your first step, that is issue the notice. Okay, second thing, that is call for the report, and the third thing, that you need to publish the details. Okay, once you details, you write the then file the return objections. Okay, and the last one, that is your call for additional information from the party of combination. So this is your fifth one. So this is the way you can arrange it. Okay, very nice. So this is CCI followed the structure process to investigation combination such as mergers, acquisitions, to ensure they do not adversely affect the market competition. So this is the objective behind the CCI. Okay. Then which of the followings are relevant in technological innovation? Option number A, most innovations are incremental. B. Most innovation involve the commercial utilization of idea. Then innovation cannot be explained with the isoquant. Introduction of innovation is not simulated by strong domestic rivalry and geographic concentration, and the risk in introducing innovation is usually high. So when we're talking about the technological innovation, so here is right answer is most innovation are incremental. Yes, most innovation include the commercial utilization of idea, and the risk in the introducing the innovation is usually high, because if you are introduce something first time, okay, so this is create a risk also, usually having the risk. Okay, like we have the market risks, we have the cost risks, we have the high uncertainty risk, so this kind of risks we have. Moving toward the next question, which one of the following is invalid for relationship among the agent, the sub agent and the principal? Is invalid for the relationship among the agent. Okay, so sub agent work under the control and on the director of agent. Sub agent is responsible to the agent only. Privacy of contract existing between the principal and sub agent. Agent is responsible to principal of act of sub agent. So here is right answer is privity of contract existence between the principal and sub-agent. So this is invalid. Okay, this is not privity, this is private. Okay, so this is question from the law of agency. The relationship between the principal, agent and sub-agents is clearly defined over here. Okay, moving toward the next question that we have, features is given to you and remedies for breach of contract. Okay, so we have remedies through breach of contract as suit for injunction, rescissions of contracts, sue of quantum meritum, and vindictive damage. Right answer is you have to breach of promise to marry. So this is what your vindictive damage. Okay, when you promise to someone to marry with her and or him, and when you breach that promise, this is we call that is vindictive damage. Okay, then we have the party performance as much as earn. Okay, so this is your sue for quantum emerit. Then absolvation from all obligation. So this is rescissions of contract. Mode of securing the specific. This is your suit for injunction. Okay. Moving to the next question, then assertion and reason. Assertion, a promoter invariably is the one who has been associated with formation of company. Promoter invariably is the one who have been associated with the formation of the company. Isn't it true? Then we have reason. A promoter is the one who undertake from a company with reference to give object and who take the necessary steps to accomplish the purpose. So here A is not correct, but sorry, R is correct over here. Okay, so let's understand the promoter invariably is the one who have been associated with the formation of the company. So here promoter is because he use the word invariably, make this word is make the statements too absolute. So that's why this is actually the statement is true, but this particular word is make the word too absolute. That's why the person may be deemed a promoter even if they were not originally involved in the company formation. Okay, but later took steps in the qualified them, such as under the company act. Okay, so that's why. Reason: the promoter is the one who undertake the form a company with a reference to given object, and who take the necessary steps to accomplish the purpose. So this is correct because the standard legal definition of promoter, which is given in the Companies Act 2013. Clear? Next, in case of anti-competition activity by firm, the Competition Commission of India (CII) can impose a penalty which shall not more than. So right answer is, I'm not wasting too much time over here. That is, when we're talking about the anti-competition activity of the firm, the CII has imposed a penalty of 10% of average turnover of income of the firm of the 3 preceding financial year. That is a 10% of 3 preceding financial year. Okay, you have to just keep this in your mind. Okay, moving toward the next. Charitable trust registered under section 12 AB of Income Tax Act is the registered under the GST in New Delhi. It provided yoga training to middle-aged people, coaching basketballs to teenagers, and skill development services to person over the age of 65 years residents in New Delhi in the month of July. This trust is liable to pay the GST on yoga training, skill development services, coaching for basketballs, and coaching for basketballs and yoga. This kind of questions, this is not a direct question. Okay, so this kind of situations givings to you in your examination, and you have to find out in which the GST they have to pay. Okay, so there isn't a possibility this kind of question they will ask in your tomorrow's examination, so you have to be prepared like this. Okay, so the here is some, again the writing is provided yoga training to middle age. Okay, so yoga training to middle age, basketball to teenager, skill development services to the over the age of 65 residents in New Delhi. So here, so this is trust is liable to pay the GST on coaching to basketball because this is provided to the teenager. Okay, and yoga is not a part of your GST. This is a social service, and also skill development services also kind of your paying services, but this is provided about to the persons who are aging above the 65 years. That's why it is not included in the GST. Clear? So only the basketball trainings or the coachings are liable to pay GST. Clear? Is exempted. Yoga training. Okay, then skill development above 65 years, so that's why it's also exempted. Okay, which one of the following is an exceptions to the doctrine of the constructive notice? Exception. Okay, exceptions to the doctrine of the constructive notice. Option A, doctrine of the subrogation. Second, doctrine of the ultra virus. Third one, corporate valley, and turn-count rules. So here is right answer is option number 4, that is your turn-count rules. So when we are talking about the doctrine of the constructive notice, hold that anyone deal with the company is presumed to have read and understood the company's public documents. Like these are the documents are MOA, Memorandum of Association, and AOA, Article of Association, isn't it? Okay, and this is Strongcut rules are doctrine of indoor management, which is established in the Royal British Bank in 1856 to protect the outsider dealing with the company in good faith. So outsiders are not expected to know the internal irregularities. So even if such irregularities are contradicted, the internal procedures lays out the article of association. So this is what your Okay, so we have done over here total 9 units. Now we have moving toward the unit number 10. This is the last unit of your syllabus, that is income tax and corporate tax planning. Okay, let's start with the question. Here, as per the Income Tax Act 1961, the assessment a deduction under section 80QQB for author of book of literacy, artistic, scientific nature is allowed up to. The limit is up to. The deduction is allowed under section 80QQB. So what will be the right answer, student? Option number D, that is 3 lakhs. Is the limit is 3 lakh. Okay, this is deductible up to the 3 lakh. Clear? So this is what 3 lakh is the actual royalty income received, whichever is lower, isn't it? Next question, residential status of individual, agriculture income. This is your exemption. Okay, house rent allowances, gratuity. So you can easily make the house rent allowances with a 13A, agriculture income with your 10 1, gratuity with your this one, and residential status with section 3. So here is right answer is option number B. Clear? This is agriculture income, house rent, then gratuity. Next question. Tax, the statement is giving to you that you have to mark which one is correct one. Okay, tax avoidance is temporary, tax planning is a temporary in nature, and while tax avoidance is a permanent in nature, isn't it? Certain conditions relating to section of act are to be the complaint in tax management. What do you think? What will be the right answer for this question? Tax avoidance is temporary, tax planning is temporary in nature, and while tax avoidance is permanent. Certain conditions related to the section of act are to be complained in the tax management. So what do you think? What will be the right answer? So right answer is first and third one. Student, tax avoidance involve the illegal exploiting the loopholes of tax law to reduce the liability. So however, once the loopholes is identified, okay, and closed by the legislature, so this will be beneficial for the taxpayer to benefit the stop and making it temporary in nature. So tax avoidance is temporary. Actually, yes, this is a wrong option. Okay, only one is true. Tax avoidance is temporary. Both are the tax planning is a permanent and avoidance is a temporary. Okay, so this is a wrong. This is marked wrong. That is only first is right over here. Okay. Next question, if the business or professions has been discontinued, unabsorbed depreciation can be. If you discontinue your business and profession and your some of the machineries are there and there's still some things which is considered as an unabsorbed depreciation, so what you can do for this? Okay, so set off the against the income from the business and profession, set off against the income from the any head, carry forward and set off the indefined period, and all of the above. So if you discontinue your business and profession and still you have unabsorbed depreciation, so you can carry forward it and set off from an indefinite period of time. Okay, So this is given in section unabsorbed depreciation, which is given in the section of Income Tax Act 1961 under section 32 subsection 2. If the depreciation cannot be fully adjusted due to the insufficient business income in the year, so it become an unabsorbed depreciation, and this kind of depreciation can be carried forward of an indefinite period of time. Okay, so and can be set off against the income under the any head, but exception to the salary. This is important. Okay, and even if the business is discontinued, you can still set off in future years. Clear? Now we have which of the followings are deemed to be dividend for the purpose of computing income chargeable under the head of income from the other sources and as per the Income Tax Act 1961. So here is what is about the deemed to be dividend for the purpose of computing income chargeable under the head of income from the other sources. Payment on buyback of share, payment to shareholders or reduction of capital, distribution of debenture to shareholder, loan guarantee to shareholder in the ordinary course of a business, loan guaranteed to shareholder by closely held company. So here is right answer is student, that is when you are deemed to be dividend for the purpose of computing the income chargeable under the head of income from other sources. So here is payment to shareholders on the reduction of capital, this is a part of this. Then with distribution of debentures to the shareholder, and we have loan guaranteed to shareholder by closely held company. So this is which is given in the section 2 subsection 22, given that about the detail about the dividend. Okay, so dividend is amount treated as dividend income even if it is not fully declared as such. So purpose to prevent the tax avoidance, especially by closely held company distributed profit through the mean other than declare the dividend. So what they do, the payment to the shareholder on the reduction of capital, that is deemed a dividend in the certain cases. Okay, then they distribute a debenture to the shareholder. Okay, and either they can loan granted to the shareholder by closely held company. So this is the other option other than they pay the dividend to the shareholder. Moving toward the next, which one of the following is allowable deduction as per the Income Tax Act 1961 is respect of entertainment allowances paid to government employee. Okay, this is important, government employee and entertainment allowances paid. So here is, what do you think right answer is? Lower of the one fourth of the basic salary or 5,000 or the entertainment allowances is received to them, to the government employee. Okay, so whichever is lesser, this will be this allowances, that is this will be exemption is giving to them. Okay, to the government employee. Okay, so this is the given in the Income Tax Act on 1961 section, that is 16 subsection 2. Only government employees are eligible for the deduction in respect of the entertainment allowances. Only government employee. Okay, so the deduction at least of the following, that is either 1/4 or we can say the 25% of the basic salary or the rupees 5,000, whichever is lower. Okay, and basic salary do not include your DA, HRA and other allowances. Clear? Okay, so the maximum amount, that is entertainment allowances is given to the government employee, that is 5,000, not more than that. Okay, whichever is lower, either 25th of basic salary or 5,000. Clear? The next question, which of the following is clubbing into the income of Mr. Q, whose income from the profession is 85,000? Okay, so this is question from the clubbing of income. Okay, income from profession. So income from the Mr. Q's profession is 45,000, clubbing into income. Okay, then Mr. Q's salary as a clerk of 66,000 minus son's earned interest on deposit of money gifted to him by the uncle 15,000, and a minor's daughter's earning from sports, that is 85,000, and then we have minor sons winning the lottery, that is 1,05,000. So here is question is, that is what amount they club into the Mr. A's income from profession when they having the 85,000. Okay, so here they only do the two things, that is option number C and E. Minor sons earn interest in deposit of money gifted from his that 50,000, he can clubbed it, and minor sons willing if the minor's son win the lottery of 1,05,000. So here understand the concept, because the clubbing provision is given in section 64 of income tax of a minor's income. Okay, and minor's income section is given in section 64 first aim. Okay, so income from Mrs. Q profession 45,000 is not included in the hands of him. Okay, and also the minus interest, if his son and his son is minor, so whatever the gift is will get from his uncle, the 15,000 you can club, okay, in the heads of Mr. Q's. And then we have the, if minor son is win the lottery 1,05,000, okay, which is also you can club in the section 64 1A, that is earned income, not from the personal scheme, isn't it? In the heads of earned income, not in the personal scheme. So here is right answer is option number 4, C and E. Next question, student. As a consideration for sale of a motor vehicle, shall collect tax at the rate 1% of the every seller who receive an amount exceeding sale consideration from the buyer at the time of receipt of such amount. So when we're talking about the motor vehicle capital gain, capital gain, business and profession, this is question from business and profession. So in that condition, he collect the tax of 1% of every seller who receive the amount of exceeding 10 lakh. Okay, so here is, this is a TCS, tax collected as source, okay, at the time of receipt. So here this is given in the section 206C1F Income Tax Act 1961. Every seller who receive the consideration exceeding 10 lakh for the sale of motor vehicle other than the resale required to collect the TCS, okay, from the buyer, and that is the 1%. The next we have transferred asset transfer is giving to you, and the section exemption section is giving to you under the capital gain section, that is 54 to 54 EC. Okay, so when we're talking about the agricultural land, so agricultural land you can match with the section 54B. Okay, so if you match the one, so you can get the option number 1. Okay, residential house you can match with the 4th, that is section 54. Land and building both you can match with the section 54 EC, and land and building forming part of industrial undertaking, in that condition which section you can get a exemption, that is section 54D. Clear? Write it down in your notebook. Okay, so next question, as per the subsection 88A, the section 139 for Income Tax Act, a person may furnish an updated return on his income for the previous year relevant to such assessment year within from the end of assessment. So updated return. Okay, so here is right answer is 24 month. Okay, so which is given in under section 139 8A, the Income Tax Act introduced a Finance Act in 2002. Taxpayer may furnish or an updated return of an income within 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment. So furnish an updated returns. Okay, these allow the individual to voluntarily correct or update their income even if no return can file either earlier. Okay, so if the filing returns omitted, certain incomes in that case. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, student. We have done over here total 300 plus questions, and we have done over here all units. We have covered all the questions over here, and hope so this question will be help you in your examination. And best of luck to all of you. Best of luck, a very best of luck. Okay, best of luck. Good luck. Okay, good luck to all of you. Do your best, read the question carefully. Okay, and if you think that some questions are taking too much time, just leave with that question. Okay, don't waste too much time, because time is important. Okay, and do your best and be patient, don't take too much stress. Okay, and I have a list, I have a playlist, so just if you want to revise it, so you can just watch that my playlist, so more questions you can cover over here. Okay, so thank you a lot for staying me till the end. Okay, and best of luck to all of you. Do your best. Thank you so much. And thank you Tripti for your comment, and thank you Manoj. शी कमेंट मी बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाती है मैम, मुझे पता होता तो मैं भी कोर्स ले लेती. एंड दिस इज़ अ, ये बहुत बड़ा कॉम्प्लीमेंट था. थैंक यू सो मच. ओके, बाय बाय, सिया, एंड बेस्ट ऑफ लक अगेन. अच्छे से करना पेपर, अच्छे से देना, शांति से करना. ठीक है.